Hello. You might remember that some years ago there was a very popular dinner party type of recipe which was chicken casserole in red wine, and to my mind it always came out looking a bit like mud. So I've got this recipe where you casserole your chicken in white wine, so it's really delicious and it doesn't take many ingredients. Have a look at this. So what you need are 2 chicken thighs per person, or you can use chicken breasts. And you need to trim those and just check them for bones. I've got one that I haven't done yet, and you need to open it out and have a look. Make sure there's nothing in there that shouldn't be there. Cut it in half. You can use scissors or a really sharp knife. And then just check for excess fat. And if you want, you can cut that off or you can leave it. It just doesn't look very nice at the end. So that's my chicken ready. And the other thing I've got to prepare are my leeks. I've got 3 leeks, they're not terribly big. I've trimmed these 2, taking off the roots and taking off the very dark green stuff at the top. And I haven't done this one, so I'm going to just show you what to do with your leek. So I've cut off the roots and I've taken off the top part that's very green, and I've got quite a lot of dirt here. So the best way to get rid of it is to put the point of a knife in your leek, cut away from you, and then wash between all the layers with cold water. There we are, that's that done. Now I'm going to slice my leeks into kind of 1 centimetre slices. If you've got a really fat leek, you might only need 1, but these are quite slim. There we are, so the leeks are ready. I've got pancetta and some bay leaves and a bottle of wine. So let's go over to the cooker and we'll start getting this underway. Now this cooks entirely on the hob, so if you've got a cast iron casserole, that's great. If you haven't, you can use a saucepan. And I don't like to fry in my casserole because it sticks so badly. So I'm going to do it in a frying pan, and then I'm going to tip it into the big casserole. So the first thing to do is fry your lardons or pancetta or even streaky bacon. It doesn't matter what you have, it just gives an extra flavour dimension. And I know some people find this a bit fatty, but you do need that because it just gives you that extra moisture and flavour. So we'll fry these. Now there's quite a lot of brine that's come out of this, it's quite a lot of milky liquid, and I'm frying it at quite a high temperature to try and get that to evaporate, and then eventually the pieces will begin to go brown, and it's starting to happen now. So the next thing to do is get the leeks in there as well, and they will just soften a little bit. So that's enough. The colour of the leeks has brightened a little bit, so all of this is going to go into the big casserole or your saucepan. And then this comes over onto the heat. And to this I now add all the other ingredients. It couldn't be easier. So it's going to be chicken next, and in go the chicken pieces, and then after this it's the wine and the bay leaves. So I'm going to put in 3 bay leaves and a bottle of Riesling, and we want that to come to a boil. And then we're going to simmer it. It looks like a lot, but the sauce is delicious. And if you serve it with pasta, it just runs through the pasta beautifully. So we'll give that a stir. And the smell is lovely. And we've just got to get that to boil, and then we'll put the lid on and we'll simmer it for between 45 and 60 minutes. Right, we're there, we're boiling, and so I'm going to turn it down to simmer. You can see it's really rising up at the sides. So down to simmer, lid on, and between 45 and 60 minutes. And then what we do is thicken the sauce and season it, and it's pretty much done. Now our chicken in wine has had 45 minutes, it's bubbling away and I know it's cooked because I've just peeped, and I want to thicken it, so I've got a good dessert spoon of cornflour here, and I'm going to mix it with some cold water so it looks like milk, and that's what slaked cornflour is. If you just add cornflour to your hot liquid it will go lumpy, but if you mix it up with some water so it's milky, then it will thicken your hot casserole. And if after you've put this in you want it even thicker, you can always do this again and add some more. So there it is ready. Now I need to take the lid off the casserole and get it in there. So there it is. The liquid has evaporated a bit, so there's not quite as much as there was before. It did look quite a lot, didn't it? But I can tell that the meat is cooked because when I try and break it with a spoon, it just collapses, so it's lovely and tender. And to that I stir in my slaked cornflour on the heat. I'll turn it up a bit because that will just cool it, and straight away the liquid becomes thicker. It's just not as runny and wet as it was. So the next thing to do to that is to just taste the juice and alter the seasoning. I probably will put pepper, I probably won't put salt in, and it's ready to serve. But if you want to do this earlier in the day, it keeps really well. You can turn it off, put the lid back on, and then when you're ready to eat, bubble it up and have it with pasta, and it's absolutely delicious. Do take out the bay leaves though. So there it is, chicken in white wine. Have a go at it, send us a photo, and then you can like, share, subscribe, all of those things. But I hope you enjoy this one. Okay, bye.